The Blind Nights.
Yeah, I know you heard that, right, Jesse?
I'm not Jesse. I'm Jim.
Uh, no.
What do you? What did I? What did
That
I
is a
hear?
failed persuasion.
That was probably disrespectful. I'm sorry, Jim.
Yeah, you
I
need to
mean,
apologize.
Here's Jim gets this Knights of the Braille thing going, gets it all up and running, introduces me to D&D. Makes one of my dreams come true, and then I just make fun of him. I'm sorry, Jim.
I know. I mean, your dream comes true, and you
I feel
create
really
a
bad.
nightmare for him.
I feel really bad. Although I behaved on Saturday with my buddy Temple.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what were you saying? What did I hear?
Uh, I'm not really sure now. You
Okay.
got me all like
Sorry.
sticking in the head with the trying to be Jim, and
I'm Phoenix.
yeah. Nah, you can never be Phoenix. You're too much
No,
of a goody two shoes.
I'm too. No, I. That's why we've talked about before, but I don't know on the show. I don't know if I could ever be a bad person. Like the closest is a chaotic good, which is what Damien is, but I don't think I could ever truly be bad.
Yeah, it's
I can play
fun.
villains, but not as a character, like not as my main character.
But the best thing to do is play them like they are a good character.
Yeah, I could do
Yeah,
that. I'll try that one of
but
these days.
I don't know. I don't think you could. I really don't think you could. But let's do a little bit of advertisement here as we get into some news for Knights of the Braille. Everybody be sure to check out Accessible Gaming Quarterly. Brought to you by Jacob Wood. Really good guy. Really good magazine that comes out. How often, Jesse?
Quarterly,
Okay, just make sure you're paying attention. You
which
look like
quarterly is every 3 months, right? I think.
don't make me do math with a headache.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I'm just saying in school, like our quarters were every 3 months. That's how we did it.
Yeah, because 4 times 3 is 12. There's 12 months
Right,
in a year,
exactly. I
unless
did.
you go with
I'm
a
not trying to
different
make you do
calendar.
math.
Yeah, Ugh. But be sure to check them out on drivethrurpg.com. Really good website too that I need to block from my internet browser. Um,
Why do you need to block it? You buying too
'cause
much?
oh yeah. Yeah.
Now I have a question about them. You can answer it, but when you order stuff from there, is it all like in PDF form?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
Um,
it's a roll of dice if it's accessible or not.
Usually it's not, and
Okay.
usually I wind up making them accessible.
Okay.
Um, but I do also want to advertise the Night to the Rail Patreon, however you
I
want
think
to
it's
say it.
Patreon.
We just need money,
Yeah.
Yeah, just to pay for like costs and stuff like that. We're not like begging for it. We're not internet beggars, but hey, if you want to donate, you can. If not, then that's fine too. But let's go over some stuff that's going on here as well.
Do we have my breaking news?
Um, why did you
I,
break it?
because I posted on Discord last week.
Yeah, Jim and I both talked about that. We thought you
You
had
thought I
hacked
was
it.
hacked.
Somebody had been hacked. Yeah,
No, it
you
was me.
did. But you haven't posted since, so go figure. Like once every 6 years.
I haven't been on the computer until now.
Huh. Just never mind. I won't go there. But you did something this past weekend that you had never done on Saturday specifically.
I did.
Tell us about session 0 for you.
I'm taking part in the Knights of the Braille stream. I forget what it's called. I know the game, but I forget what the Knights of the Braille thing's called.
Quest of the Braille.
Quest of the Braille. We are playing Mothership, and we had session 0 this past week where we, made our characters, learn the roles, stuff like that, and had a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to playing a different game with no offense to my group because I love my group, but like a whole different group of people. I think it's going to be fun. And I met my best friend Temple too.
Yeah. I was really surprised that she was, so nice to him, you know,
Why would that be nice? I had no reason to be mean.
because I know how you really feel about him. But that's
Here,
okay.
here's the thing, though. Okay, let's just take this joke a little further. You're saying that I'm going to be mean to him. If you met the man, there is no way you can be mean to him. Like
Nah,
seriously, there you could
you,
not be mean to him. He's like
I
literally one of the nicest people I've ever met.
I don't see how anybody
And
could
if
be
you
mean to
are,
people.
and if you are mean to him, you deserve a critical fail in your life.
Nah, you just deserve to get punched in the face or something,
Yeah,
you know. But I mean, Temple is such a genuine guy.
he is.
How can you
Yeah.
not like him?
Yeah, how can you not like him, Adrian?
Yeah, not Adrian. Adrian's
Okay. I
Canadian.
should have picked on Adrian. That was wrong. I couldn't think of anyone
All
else.
Canadians like everybody.
Yeah,
You know.
Adrian's like super nice as well. So
Well, except for Jim. Jim doesn't like everybody. You know.
even Jim has to like Temple though.
Oh yeah, oh that's true. But you can be sure to catch the stream. In fact, we will be doing a stream this Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time.
So since we aren't we're not doing the regular game, we're doing an intro. Is it stream 0.5 now?
No, it's the first
0.5?
stream. No,
Okay. Okay.
it's the first stream. And you can find that at www.twitch.tv/Braille Night. So be sure to check it out, tune in, or you can wait till it goes up onto the podcast and YouTube, where you'll put it on a playlist or a watch later list that you'll never get to
Well,
because there'll be other stuff you want to put in front of it. So be sure to check out the stream Saturday at 2
no,
o'clock.
that's really not it. What it is I do everything else but like watch my YouTube watch list. That's why it just grows.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm the same way. It's like, oh yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna watch that.
yeah, I'll be part of the stream though, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think you'll want to watch it after you play it.
Mm,
But let's give a quick update on
uh,
the audio drama for Knights of the Braille. Not really sure this is going to pan out because of course it's voluntary, so you know you're not paying anybody to do anything. And while I have received some, clips, audio clips and all in, there's a lot of them that I haven't. So, and I know people are busy, so that project may just fall through, which is okay if it
I'll
does.
never get to make my debut then.
No.
Not that
So
everybody doesn't hear me enough on things.
this is very, very true. But so may like from when we start the other campaign and on, turn that into an audio drama because I mean there's enough D&D podcast out there,
Yep.
There's like, I think at last check there was 1,317,842, somewhere
Wouldn't you
along
like
there.
to convert that into cash like you had that much money?
That would be really, really
Yeah.
nice. Really nice. I do have some TTRPG news. It is about one called Bones Deep, which is brought to you by Technical Grimwar Games. And you're a skeleton and you're underwater and you're having adventures. I mean,
Sounds interesting.
does that I mean, well, it sounds like really, really cool to me.
And
Yeah.
wacky. Like it could be very
Yeah.
wacky too, which is good.
And while they have a Kickstarter going on right now, and I will put a link to their is it itch.io?
I think that's how you say it, but I have no idea.
I know Jaw says EO, but anyway, I will put a link to them in the show notes. And while their PDF is not 100% accessible, they are doing a Kickstarter right now for a print copy. But here is the awesome news, Jesse. They have provided an interactive HTML version.
That's
So,
it's everybody like obviously loves HTML, but like you don't see it offered that much, and you would think it would be offered more. But everybody goes the PDF route for whatever reason. But that's awesome
right.
that they included that.
And the publisher of Accessible Gaming Quarterly, Jacob Wood, is one who helped out with the accessibility and all of that. So, yeah, it's another one that, of course, I'm looking at, and you can get it for $15. So not a bad price, not a bad price. And
No, not at all.
no, I mean I'm seriously thinking about it. Of course, that goes with everything.
How
But
many RPGs do you think you have? Because I know
over
you have
30,
far more than. Okay. I
over
actually thought it'd be
30.
higher than that.
Um, yeah, well, that's all I can say is I know it's over 30
Mhm.
right now. I could go through my library on Drive Through RPG and tell you for sure, but yeah, it's quite a few. Some of them are really big. Like I have Stars Without Number, the free version. Um, Godbound, which is another free version. I mean, they have some paid versions as well, but while a lot of mine are free, there are several in there that I have paid for.
Godbound sounds like a cool name.
I'm currently working on it, along with like currently working on several others as well. But
Mhm.
most of mine, like I said, are less than $5 to free. But there's quite a few. For you audio wrestling fans out there, or for you wrestling fans out there, be sure to check out www.audiowrestlingnetwork.com. It's audio wrestling made by the visually impaired for the visually impaired. Really cool. I've listened to a few of the shows. Something that we tried doing here at Knights of the Braille, and they can probably do a much better job than us. So definitely something to check out there.
I'll have to listen to it and critique their commentary.
Their commentary is not as good as us.
I was gonna say.
It's alright though. And let's see, I
I've
think
seen that website like floating around, like heard about it, but I never really looked at it. I'm gonna check it out though, for real.
I got a commercial for them that they sent me that whenever I edit it into like podcasts, I try to put it in there.
Mm.
But let's see, I think that's really about it as far as news is concerned.
The only other news is we will probably be starting in Out of the Abyss this Tuesday.
That would be tomorrow, sir.
Yes.
That
Tomorrow.
would be tomorrow. I actually do have a little something. Something that I looked up before while I was waiting on you to hop in. A What do you think about having a "Did you know" segment?
I think that's a good idea.
I thought so too. Since D&D is the most popular tabletop game.
In the world, probably.
Yeah, it is the easiest to get into.
Yep.
Did you know that D&D was originally a companion piece to another game?
No.
Strangely enough, it did not start out as a proper game on its own, but instead a companion piece to a miniature tabletop war game called Chainmail. But what saved it from being just a simple add-on game was the fact that the two people that started it got into like a tiss or a tussle or an argument, whatever you want to call it. It was the creators of D&D as well as the creators of Chainmail, and they probably got into like what's that like argument with two friends or whatever, like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
those
Right.
arguments.
Yep.
And it spun off into its own game.
And
You
it
know,
changed people's lives.
yeah, it started off as a basic D&D, and then it turned out into the advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and
I remember
what
there
we
was
have today.
an advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I forget what system. It might have been for a few systems, like a video game came out called that.
Yeah,
It was
there
for
was
like Nintendo or something, Super Nintendo or Nintendo or something like that.
yeah. I mean, I've heard of the advanced D&D, but like I said, never have played it. But
No, me either.
I thought that was a pretty interesting little segment to do about D&D until we run through all of those, and then we'll pick another game. Probably Warhammer.
And
But
no
not very
offense,
popular.
no offense to the people, but Chainmail is a stupid name for a war game.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. It depends on like
Okay.
what kind of war game.
Yeah.
If it's like non-fantasy, like just warriors and stuff, it could be cool. But if it's got magic in there, I don't really like it. That makes sense.
Yep.
Take a seat and listen for Jesse's reading recommendations.
Hey everybody, we are back in my library, and maybe I'll say that every week. That sounds kind of cool. And today's recommendation is going to be an old series, the first book being called Pawn of Prophecy by David Eddings. It is the book one in the Belgariad series. And it's your basic, it's older, it's your basic, farm boy has a hidden destiny. But it's basically like the first series I ever read the whole way through. Like I marathoned the books in a week or so, maybe. And what really grabbed me is the reader that read it was from Recorded Books was the reader I had. Just how he made the characters come alive, and the strongest point in the story to me was the characters, their relationships. Some of them I still remember till today. And there's another series after this called The Malorian that's continues the adventures. I never read that. There's also prequels for Belgarath the Sorcerer and Holgara the Sorceress for some of the two of the main characters. But Pawn of Prophecy by David Eddings, I say check it out. I don't know, I know it's on Bard. I don't know anything about the reader. I haven't really listened to it, but it's one of those stories that really benefits from the quality of the reader, and it's just your classic high fantasy.
Sweet. I have checked it out. The version that I read on Bard, really sucked. There's a lot of like hissing and because they had gotten it from another source, like the disc or the cassette tape, and I just couldn't stand the narrator, so I couldn't make it through it.
If it's cheap, it might be one you want to check out on Kindle, just the first book at least.
Yeah, I could.
But you have so much to read.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I don't even have a reading recommendation. I am, however, about an hour and a half or so away from finishing The Two Towers.
Oh, I guess we'll talk about that next week then.
Yeah, this weekend was kind of busy. I had to, host a session 0.
Talk to me again in that session.
Yeah. Kind of
You got to talk to me 4 days this week.
That's probably why I have such a headache.
You had a referee me in Temple. I mean,
yeah. Although Temple was really fixing to give it to you there. I mean, he had you up in the jackknife power bomb and everything. You was about to go through the light tube and
but I didn't.
No, Jim, me talked y'all both down. But it's all good. It's all good.
And the other two were just sitting here like, what the hell have we gotten into?
True. But it's all right. And let's see,
Each week, Jim Bob goes out to round up the most interesting animals, beasts, and monsters, so that you can be better prepared.
He could have waited till we got
get
through,
ready
for
Jim Bob's Crittering time!
Hey there, Jesse.
Hey, Jim Bob, you kind of cut Richard and I off. We were talking there, and you just came barging in.
Well, I figured I'd just cut you off like them drivers do out there. I was pulling up here in my Pinto, and I just kept cutting them off too. I figured I'd just keep it going.
Plus, I don't think you really like Richard, do you?
Not really.
I mean, I'm your friend, but I don't think you like him.
Man, he ain't took a bath in pert near 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh, God, that has to stink. Good thing I'm in a different place altogether.
Yeah, I'm surprised you can't smell him. But, you ever heard of a Grick? I'm not talking about grits. I'm talking about a Grick here. Kind of rhymes with brick and hick.
Hey, I have. They're a bird, correct?
You haven't never heard of one, have you? They're like a rock kind of creature.
Okay,
that have
yes.
Camouflage.
Yes, okay, that's what they are. I came across them when I journeyed through the Lost Mind, mine, I believe.
That would be, you're talking about that Nothic.
Oh, okay. Where have I come across Grick? I've came across Grick somewhere. Anyway, I won't cut you off anymore.
I think you cut me off again. I swear I'll come across this here tail right
But
here.
it's okay to cut it. It's okay to cut us off.
That's right. I'm Jim Bob Johansson.
That's me.
No, that's me.
That's what you say. That's me.
Hey,
So
listen. I will Will Smith you if you don't watch out. Exactly.
you keep your name. Keep my name out of your effing mouth, Jim Bob.
Listen, I will come across there and Will Smith you in a heartbeat. Because
Jim
your
Bob,
AC is not like a Greek. It's not 14. It's probably 2.
Jim Bob, you're my friend. I'm sorry I upset you.
That's right. I will Will Smith you now.
Oh, there's your dog. Oh, there he goes.
Don't change the subject.
No, I'm not. He's like here.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling him Will, because he pops up as important every once in a while. But the Grick here, he's fairly healthy. He's got about 27 health, and magic really hurts him. You know, like regular weapons like a hammer and a knife and an axe and a bow and arrow and a javelin and a fist and the brass knuckles and things like that don't really hurt unless it's magical. But
see, I'm imagining you saying all the things that don't hurt him, and you like unroll this giant scroll that has them all written.
I can do that. It kind of reminds me of you probably don't watch that wrestling, but
I do.
There's somebody named Chris Jericho that went over the
He had the list.
1,004 holds.
Yeah.
Hey, you just made the list. I love that.
And then like every other, I remember the old promo he did. Every other move on the list was a certain variation of an armbar.
Yeah, that was funny. That's one. But anyway, these Greeks, they're camouflaged in like stony surfaces, and they have a beak. You know what you can use a beak for, but and they have
someone?
Yeah, and they have 10 tickles. No way, that's an A.
You mean tentacles?
Yeah, that one. 10 See, there I go again.
Tentacles.
Yeah.
10? Okay, try it. 10.
10
Tickles.
Tackles. That's. We're not gonna make fun of the way I talk.
No, we're not. I was just trying to help you out.
But
it would be funny if it was 10 tickles, though.
Yeah, that's a whole different joke there. About the blonde that got fired from the Tickle Me Elmo factory. You heard about that, didn't you?
No. Why'd she get fired?
Well, production line was backed up because she kept sewing like marbles onto the Tickle Me Elmo.
Why?
Because her job was to give it testicles. I love that joke, but I better get out of here and
I smell rotten eggs. I think Richard's coming back.
He probably is, but don't be doing any testicles there, Jesse.
I won't.
Did you have a nice conversation there with Jim Bob?
He said he was going to Will Smith me.
Oh, he was gonna slap you?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I tried to help him out with some of the words he'd said, and he said he was going to hit me.
He can be a little strange sometimes. Like he's got an alternate personality or something.
But he's still my friend, just like Tempo is.
Yeah, if you say so. But let me tell you about this mechanic in Waterbury, Connecticut. He got word from a friend of his that this barn's contents were being thrown into like a dumpster, and it was back in 2017, and he went to the dumpster and got all the artwork and all that was being thrown away, and he retrieved the dirt-covered pieces and cleaned them up. And have you ever heard of the artist Francis Hines?
No. but I don't know much.
I had heard the name. I mean, I'm
Okay.
not really big into art, but I had heard the name, and Francis Hines had died at the age of 96, like 1 year earlier, like in 2016, and was famous for doing like wraparound art, you know. Like, and the most noted place that I recognized was the Busport Authority up in New York. I know
Okay.
you've heard of that place.
Yep.
But anyway, and now this mechanic is worth millions because several of the art pieces that he found in the dumpster and cleaned up are worth over $22,000.
Wouldn't you like to
And
ask the people why did you throw them away?
exactly, you know, exactly. I guess that's why there's hoarders in the world.
Oh yeah.
And also
That's a
in the
fascinating show if you've ever watched it.
oh, I have.
Oh my god.
I get ticked off because they rip them people off. Like, oh yeah, this ain't worth but $10, and then they turn around, oh, I could sell this thing for $3,900.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, just be fair. But some of the drawings that was in there are worth at least $4,500. So
Wow.
could you imagine that though?
No,
I mean,
I could not imagine that.
oh man, that would just be awesome.
And
You know?
not that everybody doesn't deserve money, but you'll see these stories where like someone have won the lottery, but then you see they have a good job. Like it's nice that a mechanic, he's not making a lot, came into that. Like he's someone that truly needs it.
Exactly. But
Or like me, me and Katie, if we came into that, like we need that. So that'd be cool. So if anybody has any art that they want to throw away that's worth something, you can send it to us. Or Richard.
exactly.
Or Richard.
Yeah,
Or the
'cause
Knights of the Braille Patreon.
yeah, sell it, take the money, donate it to us, donate it to Knights of the Bell, Patreon, whatever you want to do. All links are in the show description below, as well as contact information for us. But Jesse, I do have an uncle in Nigeria that's supposed to be sending me like millions that he's worth because like he's in prison.
I have one too, but the one I have is a prince.
Oh, I said that's the one who got in bad with my uncle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's sad how many people fall for those things.
It's not true.
No, like there's been I don't watch Dr. Phil, but there's been whole things about these women giving away all of their, retirement to a boyfriend that they've never met. Like there's some woman that thought she was in love with, like, it's not Kanye, but I'll use that as an example. Like Kanye West, like some giant celebrity, but she's never met him. But he needs like $1,000 from her.
Yeah, to so they can fly over here and be with you, my love.
Yeah. I actually got I didn't get catfish because I saw it a mile away, but I was on Plenty of Fish talking to this girl, and she's like, I'm over in France. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then, like, her English started to be almost too kind of like someone that didn't speak English trying to write English, so it's all grammatically perfect, and it just comes off very weird. And she's like, oh, I lost my cell phone. Do you have $100? And I'm like, this wasn't a lie because my cousin does work for the prison, but I'm like, look, I have a cousin that works for the prison, and I just told him about your name, never heard another thing from the person.
Yeah. And I've gotten some of those, like, just some, like, random texts and emails. Do you have $100? Yeah,
No.
I got $100.
I do, but it ain't coming to you.
But you ain't getting it, It's funny that some of the things these people fall for or try.
I don't know if you probably won't want to tell it on the show, but the funniest is how you dealt with that telemarketer that day.
Yeah. I'm not sure that should go on the podcast.
Right. No, I don't think it should either, but I'm just saying it was amazing.
Yeah, it was funny. But that's really about it for this podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
I have a did you know? It's not related to gaming or anything, but I watched the 10 Commandments yesterday. And did you know that Vincent Price, horror actor extraordinaire, was actually in the 10 Commandments?
Really?
I didn't know that. And I'm watching, I'm like, I know that voice anywhere. And I looked it up, and it was.
I know what you mean. Like, if we watch something, you hear someone, like, oh, I know who that is.
And he has a very distinct voice, too, I think. but he got killed by Moses. Actually, it's the one person that Moses killed.
Yeah.
Very good, very long, but very good movie, I thought.
Yeah, I've watched some of them. But I guess that's really about it.
Yep.
Thank you, as always, for listening. I know you probably have to speed us up because of my horrible Canadian accent. But our information is below in the show description. And remember to like, share,
And subscribe.
and subscribe.
This episode is brought to you by the Knights of the Braille and is made possible through the support of viewers such as you. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to get all of the latest information and episodes. Thank you.